In this video, we will discuss the concept of developing a set of plans that will help you and your family in a crisis or emergency situation, and we are starting right now. Hey, what's up? John here, and this is Prep Busters. We help you go further faster as you prepare for nearly any emergency situation. We also blast through the endless myths relating to disaster preparedness. On this channel, we have weekly tips and strategy videos, as well as equipment reviews and interviews with folks who can help you in your journey to be ready. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And hey, keep in mind that we post notes and related links in the description area, and use the comment section below to continue the conversation after the video is published. Your comments are very important to us, and we do our best to answer each and every one. So let's talk about emergency plans. What exactly is an emergency plan? Well, quite simply, it's a collection of procedures that you and your family members would follow during an emergency or crisis situation. If you saw our video, Will You Make This Mistake? We showed you how people in the middle of a traumatic situation will basically do exactly as they've trained to do, which could include nothing if they have not had any training. If you haven't had a chance to see that video, we'll post a link at the end of this video, as well as a link down in the description area. Professional pilots who train in flight simulators can relate to the fact that when you're dealing with something like complex emergencies, even though simulated, and someone is to ask you a simple question like basic math, it can be almost impossible to answer. For that reason, pilots will train through various emergency scenarios to actually program the subconscious to perform a lot of the simpler tasks and freeing them up from having to make basic decisions. When it comes to disaster preparation, multiple agencies and experts recommend that you take the time way before a crisis ever occurs to sit down with your family and take the steps to plan out what needs to be done during a crisis. It is much easier to make decisions while not under stress, and also have the luxury of being able to play Monday morning quarterback way before a crisis develops, and have the ability to make adjustments as needed. This video is the first in a series where we will cover multiple emergency scenarios that you can develop plans for. Please keep in mind that there is no cast-in-stone set of rules when it comes to developing an emergency plan. And also, a plan that works well for one family might be totally useless for someone else, given a different location or different family members, etc. The first step in developing a plan is defining what the desired outcome will be. Here are a few examples. Evacuate the family home immediately. Evacuate the family home within a set number of hours. Prepare the family home for an impending storm. Locate all of family members and get them home. Once the goal of the plan has been defined, it will be a lot easier to develop the plan in phases, such as Phase 1, evacuate the house. Phase 2, gather the family. Phase 3, notify friends and others who may be able to help. In each phase, try to lay out a graphical representation of what you're dealing with, such as a floor plan for a home evacuation or a map for gathering up family members. Next, list out any special considerations that need to be accomplished, such as moving a family member that is not ambulatory or pets that need to be moved, that sort of thing. You'll then lay out all of the other needed steps that are required to accomplish the goal. Next, if you're planning for a critical phase, such as evacuating your home, look at the list of tasks and try to assign an amount of time needed for each task. Add those times up and see if your list of tasks seems reasonable as compared to how much time you might have. As an example, in the case of evacuating a house that is on fire, anything more than 2 to 4 minutes is not going to happen. And that would be in a situation with very few family members needing assistance. As you write out any task, also rate that task as to importance of needing to be accomplished. As a suggestion, as you list out individual tasks that need to be accomplished, don't assign a name to them not just yet. After you have a list of items, for each item, write out who could perform the task. Ideally, multiple people could perform each and every task. The reason for this is to build in redundancy into your plan in the event that the primary person assigned to a task is unable or even unavailable to complete it. Then someone else will hopefully be able to complete that task. Once a plan is established, you can then use that document as a script to train and practice with your entire family, to empower the entire family with information that they will recall without thinking in a crisis situation. As mentioned at the start of the video, this show is intended to give you the basic framework to develop a family emergency plan. In subsequent shows, we will dive into examples of planning for specific emergencies, such as house fire, tornado prep and evacuation, hurricane prep and evacuation, wildland fire prep and evacuation, general emergency getting family members home, and actually quite a lot more if there's enough interest in these videos.
Heavenly Father, please help us.
And that leads us to the question of the day. And now for the question of the day. What type of emergencies would it be useful for you to plan for? And what special considerations do you have to include in any planning that you do? Please type your answers in the comment section below so that we may continue the conversation after the video is published. Thanks for checking out this video. Subscribe and click the bell if you're new here. If you'd like to check out a video on how people react in a crisis situation, go ahead and click up here. For another great video from Prep Busters, click here. Until next time, this channel is all about helping you go further faster as you prepare for nearly any emergency or disaster situation. So keep crushing it, and we'll talk soon.